Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a special video where I'll be discussing about the last minute revision strategy. This is something which is very important for all the aspirants who are appearing for this time prelims examination, which is scheduled to be held on 10th of October, UPSC prelims 2021. In this video, I'll be discussing something about the tips and tricks that you need to follow before you appear in this real examination, how you can handle the MCQ questions, what are the basic steps and tricks that you should keep in mind, and what is the importance of time management in this examination, right? So we'll understand everything in detail. Do watch this video to end so that you get some benefits before you appear for the real examination. So before I start, just to tell you what are the things that you need to keep in mind before this 2 days is left with you, what you need to do. So the first and foremost is to consolidate your revision, right? Consolidated revision is something which is very important. By revision, I mean the subject, which is again very important, and where the confusion arises with the student, वहाँ पे उस subject को आप read करें. It is very important, like subjects like polity, history, which always tend to confuse you and you tend to forget some of the relevant things. So here consolidated revisions mean आप वैसे subject पे focus करें which confuse you a lot, right? In this very less paucity of time, you cannot read entire subject. So what is very important that वैसे subjects जिनमें कई ऐसे factual चीजें हैं जो आप भूलते हैं, that is polity, history, and even some point of that the geography is there. So you try to revise all those things that confuse you. By multiple revision, it will help you to build confidence over that particular topic. The second most important thing is do not read anything new. If anyone says that this is the only document of the PDF from where 20 question, 15 question come, do not go for this. Do not read anything new in this time. I'm telling you, I can guarantee you whatever you will read, you will forget. In pressure, you cannot recall anything. So whatever you have revised, whatever you have read in this entire year and a half, that you have to consolidate in this particular 2 days. Now, the third most important thing that student or aspirant tend to undermine is do not be overconfident or underconfident by your test series performances, right? Test series is just to test your recall memory. Test series is just to check your topic depthness. Test series is something which give you clarity over a topic, right? It is not the replica of real examination, right? Examiner is not going to ask you any question which you have basically done from the test series. UPSC have a parallel level of asking the examination. They have very different strategy when it's come to framing the question. When it's come to test series, they check your depthness as well as the broadness of a particular topic. So never be overconfident. If you have very well performed in your test series, do not be overconfident about the real examination. And if you are underperformed, do not be underconfident because of your test series. Test series is not a deciding factor on your real examination, right? And believe me, whatever you have prepared at this point of time, whatever level of preparation you had, you have done your best. Whatever you can devote, you have done it. Now, this is the time you need to consolidate your revision. Read the things which confuse you most and read it multiple times. This is what you can do. You cannot read entire Lakshmikant at this point of time. You cannot read entire Spectrum or Rajiv Ahir. You cannot read entire NCERT. Read only those things that confuse you, and you can have a multiple revision so that you can have a clarity and examination. When you will about to recall that, it will be easily a recall, right? So this is how you to go about this. Now I have set some priority order for the subject, right? So how you need to revise the subject, this is what I'll be talking about, the priority order. So these are based on the questions which were asked on the examination basically. Now coming to some of the static subject, which is again very important as per their priority. So you can see these are the list of the subject. The first subject that is most important in the static portion is Indian polity. From polity, we know that the question number varies from 10, 12, even to 15, 17. In some year, the question were asked to 22. So what you have to do, you have to revise the polity in such a manner that the things that confuse you, particularly the chapters like Parliament, Supreme Court, fundamental right, fundamental duties, whatever confuse you, you have to revise that particular sections only. The second priority order would be the modern history. We know that history is very factual and there are a lot more agreements, date that tend to confuse aspirants in the real examination. So accordingly, you can shrink your knowledge in terms of the priority order. The third priority order goes to ecology and environment. There are a lot more convention, a lot more IUCN status that you have to read. So try to revise that things only that you feel you are underconfident. So this is, you cannot do anything in last 2 days, right? You have to just mug up the things which you feel is confusing you a lot. Now the fourth would be economy. In economy, I want to focus is upon two important things. First is the static portion, both from the macro and microeconomy. And apart from this, economy survey is a particular section from where every year UPSC tend to ask at least 3 to 4 questions, right? So I cannot guarantee you by this year there cannot be any question, but if you have not read, do leave it out. अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं पढ़ा है, तो do not touch this. And if you have read, do ensure that you have read, you have revised the economic survey precisely. If you have make notes, it will be very good. If not, do check it out. Any compiled material. अगर आपने पढ़ा ही नहीं है, तो do leave this. It will take a lot more time. And the last among the subject priority goes to geography, because we have seen fluctuations in the number of geography questions. But again, this 5 static portion is something which is very important in terms of question, where we can be rest sure that इस section से questions आएंगे. Now, particular sections which is unpredictable, and we do not know that these topic would be dominating or not dominating, because from the previous year question we cannot be sure that इस particular section से कितने questions आएंगे. If you talk about history, in ancient and medieval history we cannot be sure. Either there can be 1 question or there can be 10 question. So आप इसी accordingly, जैसे मैंने आपको first में ये subject orders बताई हैं, पहले आप इस पे focus करें, फिर बाद में अगर आपको टाइम मिले तो आप इस पे ध्यान देंगे. एंशिएंट और मिडिवल हिस्ट्री पे आर्ट एंड कल्चर इज अगेन जस्ट losing its relevance. We cannot predict anything, but again this would be something the subject order of revision. Again, we have government policy, or lot of government policy which you cannot revise in this last 2 days. So whatever you have read, just check the factual points. Now talking about current affairs, there are a lot more things in the current affairs, right? Like defense agreement, index, reports. Sometimes UPSC tend to ask questions like 4 or 5 questions. Sometimes they stick only to 1. So again, whatever you have read at this point of time in the entire year, you can just revise some minute details. And again, we are not very sure about the science and tech and general science. So do not devote much of your time. You're only left with 2 days. Do not devote your time much in general studies, basically in the general science or in the science and tech portions. Now, the other most important thing is the time management in the examination hall. So how you have to manage your time so that you can attempt both your paper in timely manner, right? So the first is read questions and all its options. Before you mark your OMR sheet, make sure आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सारे questions पढ़े हैं. Do check it out. If any question has not, any, many, if this set of superfluous words is there, you have to check. Then only you have to come to a conclusion. This goes to both paper, both in CSAT also, in the paper 2 and the general studies paper 1. Now, use elimination method, right? Whatever you have read, you cannot be rest assured about the level of preparation. You can be prepared of 40%, 50% or 70%. This is what the level of preparation for everyone equally lies. So you have to use the elimination methods when you choose the correct option. You have to integrate, you have to consolidate whatever you have learned in eliminating the options, right? This is the best way when you can come to a conclusion if you do not know any answer. And the another best which I feel is important for the aspirants would be intelligence guessing of +2 or -2. What is this +2 and -2? By +2, I mean, see, there are 4 options in the questions which is given in the MCQs. If you know that these 2 cannot be, you are sure that this cannot be the options, you can go for the intelligence work among these 2. Also the equally lies to -2 is that you can be rest assured that इनमें से ये दो ऑप्शंस नहीं होंगे, राइट? आपको दो के बारे में थोड़ी डाउट है, बट आपको ये पता है कि ये दो तो होंगे ही नहीं। देन ऑल्सो यू कैन गो फॉर अ इंटेलिजेंस गेस। Do not go for a random guess A, B, C or D. You have to use intelligence guessing. Every single question marks, and if you mark a wrong answer, you would be losing a lot of your marks, and again the negative marking is there in the UPSC examination. So be rest assured, use both of this elimination methods and intelligence guessing to get a correct answer if you are not sure about it. And marking the answer in the OMR sheet is very important. See what happens, like students tend to do it at the end of the examination, like they devote half hour, 50 basically 30 minutes to mark their OMR sheet. So I personally, you have used some other methodology. Suppose there are 2 pages, right? You have 2 pages in the questions. So what you can do, there are 3 questions, 3 questions this side, again 3 question here, 3 question here. So you have 12 questions. So what you can do, if you know among 12 कितने questions आपको आते हैं, आप उसी टाइम पे OMR sheet पे वहाँ पे mark कर लें. And another confusion which is there with the student is, suppose you have 12 number question, you are known to you, right? You know the correct answer. This is the OMR gaps which is there. This is the fill of OMR. But what happens, like student confused and they mark the 12 of correct option in the 13 because they are in hurry. So what you can do, you can use a scale, right? If you have a scale, you can use it to ensure कि आप बहुत ही करेक्ट तरीके से उसी क्वेश्चंस के उसी ऑप्शंस पे मार्क कर रहे हैं. So this is something which is very important. If you unnecessarily mark the correct option of question 12 in question 13, this will frustrate you and this will increase your anxiety level. तो ये छोटे छोटे चीजों का आप ध्यान रखेंगे, so you will not be confused in the examination, right? तो OMR sheets आपको 2 बार फिल करनी होती है, एक तो आपके जो आपको OMR शीट मिली उस पर, और दूसरी बार आपके जो इन्वेस्टिगेटर होंगे उनके पास आपको OMR शीट भर के देनी होगी. सो बी वेरी कॉशन व्हेन यू आर हैविंग एन when you're filling an OMR or whatever you're doing with regards to OMR. Now some checklist which is again very important. If possible, carry a transparent examination board because we do not know what is the condition of desk which you are getting in the examination hall, right? So do carry a transparent because of the COVID-19 and security purposes, they do not allow colorful boards and that the board which is in color, right? So make sure you are using a white transparent examination board carrying with you. If they allow, you can take it. Second, you have to carry a valid ID. If they check it, admit card should be there, and a passport size photo if your admit card photograph is not clear. And use a surgical mask. Many people, you have to wear that mask for at least 2 hours in the first paper and the 2 hours in the second paper. So surgical mask is very thin. It will make you more comfortable and it will not unnecessarily give you uneasiness, right? So make sure that आप इस तरह के मास्क लेंगे या फिर जिसमें आप comfortable हो वो चीजों का ले सकते. Now post examination, this is something which I'll be discussing post examination also, but in this video if you're discussing, just to tell you something, आप examination के बाद एक break लें. 4 to 5 days is something which is some more than sufficient for the break. And do not invest your crucial time in the answer key analysis. Many institute would be coming up with the answers key. They would be claiming such numbers, some cutoff. Do not go by that thing. Do not invest your crucial time in all these things. We would be also coming up with the answers key. Do check out. आप किसी भी जिस आप इंस्टीट्यूट से आपको अच्छा लगे एक जगह से चेक करें and start your mains preparation with full J. Do not waste your time in this analysis because this would unnecessarily waste your time and you have very less time to prepare for the mains examination, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you. This is a time which is very crucial. You have to be calm, you have to be peace. Make sure if you want to meditate before examination, give a 2-minute meditations that will help you to calm yourself. So this was all about some of the revision strategies, some tips that will help you in the examination, right? If you like this video, do not forget to subscribe Aptly Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. And you can also check more our videos in the YouTube playlist. So I wish you all the best for the examination. All the aspirants who are preparing for exam, come up with the flying colors. Thank you so much for watching this video.